This Friday on Plug.
Oba made allegations last week and we want to know if they are true.
Make funny enough.
If it's bad, say it. Don't be scared. You're protected.
In 2018, my husband and I went through turmoil.
I'm still recovering. I'm still learning to be comfortable in a dark space. There's been some rough patches.
Why don't you upload those rough patches as well? Give us.
How do you upload the rough patch?
The picture, I think I've opened a lid in his heart that they didn't know of.
My wife is brave, man.
Yeah.
She came looking for me.
Yeah.
We started running in the house and all that.
Running to her.
Running, and I love the way when he looks at her and he keeps her, how he speaks petty with her, and she would react to daddy.
I just enjoy seeing her being a mother.
That's a fan right there.
I would like to say a shout out. I wouldn't mind being live with you forever.
Even throughout the 9 months, he's been romantic.
Romance in Parenthood with Mac, Jess, and Oups.
Hi friends and family, welcome to Plug. Welcome to the plug that keeps you plugged in.
Sure.
And I keep on plugging you. Last week,
Yes.
yes.
Come on.
We've got both of them on set. Before we get there, I'm the head and not the tail. I'm above and not beneath. I'm the child of the Most High God. Blessed and highly favored, a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a nation belonging to God, to declare the praises of Him who has called me out of darkness into His wonderful light. Welcome to Plug, friends and family. If you have not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Turn on your post notifications so that every time we upload, you will be notified, our friends, so that you can be plugged in. And I am not alone.
Yes, and you are Mac. You forgot to say you are Mac. I will just conclude there.
Thank you.
Friends and family, you can see I'm over the moon. I am excited. Welcome to Plug. Welcome to the plug that keeps you plugged in. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the love that you continue to show us. If you have not subscribed, as Mac has already said, hit that subscription and invite your friends and your significant other.
Yeah.
Let's chill. Let's camp here at Plug. And if you happen not to know who this guy is, nagi Oups wa Ramalekana gimna ri nomsubido ga tafase wa shat ro ga tagase gingi den ga mazulu ga mna tuturisa gi goble be tawa tur moro mutul ko mar adi tshwane yeah, no, you know when you sit next to your significant other, hey man, hey.
I wanna try this.
Oh yeah, sure. And friends, today we are chilling with my wife here. My wife, yes. Tepis mom, my wife.
Yeah.
And I want to introduce you to her. Her name is Jessica. Lavin, please say hi to pluggers.
Hi.
Oh yeah, no, my wife keep it short. I have enough data bundle for the two of us. So yeah, and we're right here. Mac wanted to have the two of us on set.
Yeah.
Last week was our anniversary. We celebrated. It was wonderful. Thank you for the wishes, friends. Thank you for the well wishes that you have sent to us, and thank you for engaging last week's content. It was beautiful to see how it was received by you guys. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
And I remember Kat specifically said we want part 2.
Okay.
And we want to respond to that. We are here.
This is part 2.
This is part 2.
Kat, have your questions. What did you want to know in part 2?
Oh yeah, sure. Mac, we're here.
You are here. What are you doing here?
We're here to chill with you. We're here to chill with you.
Jess, this is one of the biggest followers of Plug,
Oh yeah,
obviously.
sure. That's for sure.
And she is aware of what went down last weekend. We just want to continue the conversation about romance in marriage,
Yes.
in the marriage space. That glow is telling me that
Hey,
it's still going.
It's happening.
Oba made allegations last week and we want to know if they are true.
Okay.
Oba told us that he's keeping the romance going. So today we want to settle it once and for all. and no, but before we go there, how has the 5 years been? Happy anniversary to you guys officially now, the both of you.
Oh yeah, thanks man.
How has the journey been for 5 years?
I think it has been quite challenging, Mac, and thank you guys for having me once again. I think it's a year later,
Yes.
and I'm back with you plug. But I think the 5 years has been quite challenging. We call it the big five, definitely the big five, because when you look at the big five, the animals on its own, each one is so significant in the type of strength and ability that the animal bring forth. I'm just thinking of one animal specifically throughout our 5 years. When I look at the buffalo and the sternness of the buffalo, how it stands, the firmness when it takes its stand, it's firm, firmly grounded, and I think that for me throughout the 5 years have created so much joy in my marriage, that we as a couple found that firmness to stand throughout the test of time. Yeah, that's why we say it is the big five, because I can point out specifically the strength of each animal and base it on my marriage.
Oh. Hey, why don't we have you every week here? No, but that's beautiful. And as a first-hand witness of this marriage, although I may be biased to some point, it is a beautiful journey that you guys share, and I do see that
Thanks,
firmness that you guys or that you're alluding to. You're saying Nari, what's that?
Nari, it's a buffalo.
Oh, come on, Nari, what was
We were chatting this course like buffaloes, man. I mean, I agree with my wife as I said. I mean, obviously there were some great highlights. There were some great moments. But just looking back, we are at a good and healthy space now. Than we were a few years ago, and obviously the photos and stuff you have seen every year when it's our anniversary, we would upload stuff and things you have seen. They look so beautiful, but that they don't necessarily reflect the where we have been, or each point where we have been. There's been some rough patches.
Why don't you upload those rough patches as well? Give us.
How do you upload a rough patch? I mean, those are the things that we can talk about. But yeah, I agree with my wife. We call that that's her revelation, by the way. Because when we obviously looking at those the big five, they all of them are very significant in that just as they are significant in our country in South Africa. They have so much significance also in their strengths and abilities have so much significance in our marriage.
I want to jump quickly on that one, since we don't see it on social media.
Oh yeah, sure.
The rough patches. Yeah. That's a fan right there walking past.
Oh yeah, no. we are outdoor, and we have shout outs, and we like to say a shout out to Sheldon George.
Yeah, that's another rough patch of you plug. Yeah, Jess, I think you're about to speak.
You were saying, Mac, can you rephrase?
Yeah, so you talked about the rough patches. We've seen the love on social media.
Oh, yeah,
Is there a rough patch that you best are comfortable with maybe sharing with the U-pluggers in the space of marriage?
I think specifically in 2018, my husband and I went through, I can say, turmoil. From our own space, having to move in with friends of ours, and I am forever grateful to them opening their space with us. But I'm telling you, Mac, moving from your own space.
So we're basically almost homeless.
Yes, basically homeless. Moving from your own space and to someone who have opened their space to you was a totally different ballgame altogether, because you were used to being on your own space, you were used to having your own things a set way, and then I think that for me showed during that time, and it's exactly a year that we stayed with him, but every time I kept God on his promise, and even during that time, in the difficulty that we found ourselves, we knew exactly that it was just only a bypassing, that we needed to go through that in order to be where we are today. And some people might only see the roses, like you said. Some only see the good, but in every good there's always been a hurt. In every good there's always been a valley that we had to go through.
Yeah, sure.
And I think through our valleys and through our dark alleys, I know God has always been there, and therefore we can say
Hallelujah.
today that we are the big five.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Like I said, we are the buffaloes. We are much stronger than we were. So yes, definitely. I always say that sometimes some of us just goes quicker through things than others, and we had to go through our valley
Sure.
and our dark alley in order to be where we are today.
No, awesome.
Oh yeah, sure.
Oops, do you have?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the almost homeless. I mean, I'm saying homeless because of it, we had to move to our space and move to other people, to our friends. But when we were there, we never felt like we were not at home.
Okay.
I think if there's anything that I pray for, it's that the Lord will bless this specific couple with whatever that they need.
Sure.
But if I was to highlight a very specific moment, would be for me would be last year. You know, with the I mean, I've already explained with the break-in that we have had. I mean, that was difficult for me. It still is. Because we had one thing that I did not say the other time when I explained these stories. We actually had just found out that we were pregnant, and when I was knocked down and the blood was flowing all over, that's what I was thinking of, my wife, my unborn child, and that was just that was difficult for me just to even think that Tsepi would have possibly grown without a father. So that was hectic for me. But in that time, man, I've found new respect for my wife.
Sure.
Man, my wife is strong. I mean, I get emotional when
What's
I
a
speak
buffalo?
about.
Yes.
I mean, I do get emotional when I speak about this, but I had newfound respect for my wife. Was brave throughout that whole incident. But you know, the cherry on top, because I was knocked down and I was outside the house, my wife came looking for me.
Aye.
She came looking for me. Immediately when those guys were gone, she came looking for me, and she picked me up, she brought me in the house. She was brave.
Yeah.
I mean, I could hear that those guys were gone because I was outside, she was inside. But I didn't have the courage to stand up. I thought maybe they were still around, but my wife came looking for me. So there, the respect for her just went all the way up. Yeah, so it was a difficult time, but God is good. Yeah, so that was part of, for me. I mean, we've been through. I mean, obviously, what my wife has already said, but even what I'm saying, that I mean, that was a bit hectic for me. I'm still dealing with that. I'm still in the healing process. Not necessarily physically. I'm fine, but emotionally, not necessarily, more psychologically than anything. I'm still recovering. I'm still learning to be comfortable in a dark space when it's dark.
Sure.
But I'm not there yet. Yeah, sure.
Here's a question you plug us. Will she come looking for you? Or will he come looking for you? You must ask those critical questions. You talked about the
hey man, that just thinking of the my wife is brave, man. She came looking for me.
Yes.
That was big for me. You see, that's the beauty of the laws of marriage. There's some things that you get to know about your significant other that you would not necessarily know if your marriage or if your relationship was only on the high.
Sure.
There's, I mean, I'm not advocating for that. I'm just saying those things, when they do happen, they reveal some aspects of us that we would have not known had those things not happened.
And I mean, there are good things that happen that also reveal those aspects, which is leading me to my next question. Here's a new baby that comes into the picture, Jess. As you can see, Jess is ready to go to her baby right now. She's waiting for this to end, but we'll try to get to the end. Jess, there's this newborn baby that's coming into your life. I believe in our conversation that we had, it changes the dynamics of marriage and of love. So from your perspective and from your point, What have you recognized about Oups in this time? There's this aspect that he's talking about, that when this thing comes, you see one side of your partner that you never saw before. So which side have you seen of Oups in this
You
time?
know, Mick, funny enough.
If it's bad, say it. Don't be scared. You're protected.
You know what, Mick, funny enough. When Opa and I got married 5 years ago, and I visited my in-laws for the first time,
Yeah.
I think in their mind, Opa has always been this upright guy, brother.
La, la. Mm.
And finally, when I got into the picture, I think I've opened a lid in his heart that they didn't know of.
Yeah.
He started playing, we started running in the house and all that. But now that Tsepi is here,
Running to a...
running in the house, playing around the house, especially when we are in Zanin at my in-laws. But I think that has just stepped up a level. Now that Tsepi is there, even though, like you said last week in the recording, that Tiano is there, but I think Tsepi has just added something different to the family. Tsepi brought out something in Opa that I haven't seen before.
Okay.
He plays with her, he cuddles her.
Okay.
And when Tiano came to us, Tiano was already a bit bigger. But with Tsepi, it's almost like I get to see the child in Opa. Like he probably used to be when he was younger. But I think even by him just looking, and I love the way when he looks at her and he keeps her, how he speaks Sepedi with her, and she would react to Daddy because Daddy's speaking Sepedi with her. So yes, it gives me that hope, and it's a shine that I see in his eyes that just lightens up the space where he finds, and she knows her dad. Definitely she knows her dad.
Oh no, beautiful. Beautiful. Oops, did
You want to ask me the same question?
I asked you last week.
Yeah, you did. I can add.
Oh, you can add, okay.
I can add.
Yeah.
I mean, I will give the context from the video that that I uploaded on Facebook for our anniversary. I want to just declare that my wife was not necessarily happy with that video because she doesn't look like this. But man, one thing that the thing that I've just learned and discovered, and it's even the obviously on top of the joy. My wife is a hero. She's boss, man. She's killing that that mother part, that mother role.
Yes.
I mean, she's killing it. I just enjoy looking at her in action.
Yeah.
She does not need camera or anything. She just she's in it. She delivers. I mean, last week I said to her, she's my favorite.
Yeah.
She does not need a camera to. I mean, even that video, she did not see that I was taking it. I just wanted to share that piece with the world.
Sure.
But my wife is a hero, man. She's killing that role of being a mom. She's into it. I just enjoy watching her doing that. Just in addition to last week, I just enjoy seeing her being a mother. Now she's sharp, man. And she's enjoying it. It gives me so much joy to see her interacting with Tsepi like that, and interacting with Tiano like that. I mean, she's I mean because Tsepi sometimes pushes the boundaries of patience. I see that patience being extended even to myself and to Tiano.
Sure.
Yeah.
I feel if I was in church, I was gonna say I feel led by the Spirit
Come on.
to do what I'm about to do. I'm gonna move out of shot. You guys, it seems like you need a session together. What do you guys want to say to each other?
We didn't discuss this part. Man, no, that's my stuff. We have this thing. She heard for the first time when I said to her now that I had a new I found new respect for her during that break in, because I did not speak with her about something something like that before. But if there's one thing that I want her to know now, as I'm looking at this, sweetie, I wouldn't mind doing life with you forever. I mean, you make me a better person. I want to say I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for being a wonderful mom. I mean, even during pregnancy, you carried it with sense, with so much class. You championed the cause for us until our precious cargo arrived. I love you so much. Words fails to express how much I love you, and I hope that this will count, and I hope that one day our children will get to look at this and say, "Oh, those guys were in love." But also, I want our son. I want Theano to learn how to love by seeing me loving you. I love you. I love what you do for us, and I appreciate you. I didn't prepare for a speech, but when I need to talk to you, I just come. I don't have to rehearse to tell you how much I love you.
Oh.
I love you, and I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart.
Hey. Don't look at me. Look at She's gonna kill me after this.
She will.
Sometimes the phrase is being used, words fail to say how much a person really means. At home we have the continuous saying to help our boy to see at a young age what love is really all about. And I would always say we thank God for Daddy, that he gives Daddy the strength to do so many things in one day. He's a dad, he needs to see to all the other things. But amidst of it all, he makes sure that his wife is still on the throne of his heart. He makes sure that I am happy and even sad sometimes and even angry sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think there's nothing as nice to see the love of someone that in the midst of every emotion, it covers it all. Yes, he's my hero. He might not feel like that every day, but he does so much that sometimes words fail me. He surprises us. He surprises me as his wife. And yes, Mac, he does a lot. He shows the love. Even throughout the 9 months, he's been romantic in many other ways.
Yeah, sure. No, thanks, sweetie. That's very sweet. Thank you. Love you.
Friends and family, this thing is possible.
Yes,
This
man.
thing is high.
Yes, man.
Brought you this edition. We hope you guys enjoy. Thank you for being with us. From the three of us,
Yes.
remain plugged.
Remain connected. Ciao.
This production was brought to you by Imago Dei Media.